Do you like sports? Do you like sports? Do you like sports? Welcome back. This is episode 8 of the Let's Talk About It podcast, brought to you by Sports Talk Chi-Town. Now, before we do anything, make sure you like and subscribe to Sports Talk Chi-Town. Make sure you ring that notification bell so every time I drop, which hint, might have a mystery drop this week. Boom, boom, boom. Stay tuned. But make sure you hit that notification bell. And also you can visit us at sportstalkchytown.com so you can find our latest content regarding the latest sports going on in Chicago. Now, this is episode 8 of this podcast, and this is the Bears versus Bucs recap. Bears lose 38-3. This is pretty much an ass whooping. I'm not going to lie to you. Going into the game, I didn't have the best feels. I'm not going to lie. I didn't have the best feels. Just off the simple fact and off the strength that, Tom Brady, let's go back just a year ago. The Bears pulled off the upset in Soldiers Field. And you have that notorious Tom Brady meme, of him throwing up the 4 fingers, him being lost, and however that went. So he had a full year to see that, and I'm pretty sure the competitor he is, think about it. He got 7 rings. I just finished watching The Last Dance with Michael Jordan. GOAT. Tom Brady's the GOAT in the NFL, but when you get to that stature, you got to find those little things to motivate you, And, basically the first quarter of the season's done. You're at home, defending Super Bowl champions, going against a 3-3, 500 team, You're going to need a little bit of motivation, and I'm pretty sure Tom Brady had this game circled on his calendar just off of the fact that he probably wasn't happy with his performance, and he probably felt like we let a W get away from him last year against us. Let's get into it. The game starts out, the Bears get the ball, and this is one thing I'm going to talk about too. Like, I feel like since Nagy has gave up calling plays, I feel like he's trying a little bit too hard to make his impact in the game. A couple of weeks ago, we played against the Raiders, and we won the toss, and he gave, Justin Fields some confidence. Let's get the ball and we're going to score. In a game like this, in my perspective, I would, if we do win the toss, I would defer. God forbid, and what the score looks like. And worst case scenario, at the end of the half, starting in the third quarter, we get the ball, But Nagy wants the ball. So we get the ball first. We go 3 and out. Second down, we send a free safety blitz. Our O-line, which is one of our weaker points to this point in the league. Free safety blitz, comes off the edge, untouched, fumble. Hits him, fumble. Luckily, Khalil Herbert, our running back, 4th-string running back, gets the fumble recovery. And he actually got a great game, and we'll get to that in a little bit. So he has a sack fumble. First series of the game, he's already fumbling the ball. It's raining a little bit in Tampa. Now, going into the game, we're already thin and we're already weak at our offensive line, right? Going into the game, Elijah Wilkinson, which is our 3rd-string right tackle, gets placed on the COVID list. So, again, this goes back to, this year with COVID and how it affects the NFL. And unfortunately, on this day, we find out today at 9 a.m., Elijah Wilkinson won't be playing. And he's the one who's been getting the reps. He's the one who's been with the number one offense with Justin Fields, building the rhythm with him when he drops back, knowing how far to go, and the different nuances of playing that position in the NFL. So we went from our third string right tackle to now our fourth string right tackle, which is Pig Simmons, aka Lachavious Simmons, a sixth, seventh round pick from like Arkansas State or some shit. Like pretty much he's a practice squad player. No disrespect to him, but he's a fourth string right tackle, and he didn't have the reps with the number one offense. So with that said, going in, so he fumbles, we get it back, end up throwing it for 6 yards, we end up punting the ball. Now, you give Tom Brady the ball on a short field, he throws the ball for about 40 yards, he gets a PI, called for Chris Godwin. I'm Kendallville door. I'm like the 12-yard line. So they're instantly in the red zone. So you go from the first drive to fumbling the ball to then a 3-and-out to then a PI, and now you're in the red zone. This is how the game starts. After you give up a big punt return because you went 3-and-out and you gave up a big punt return to give Tom Brady the short field. So it's already going downhill. You get the PI. Then something I saw was, and these are things that happen too, unfortunately, regarding like a defensive play caller, offensive play caller, like chess and checkers. Like you might get a guy on a good call. So early in the game, I'm seeing, Antonio Romo and Al Michaels are talking about, they're playing one safety up, another safety playing center field, which this case it's DeAndre Houston Carson and Eddie Jackson's coming up. So Eddie Jackson comes up, and sure enough, he goes and shades a wide receiver, and there's a hole open. He just run the ball. Leonard Fournette just goes and gets about 15 yards, 12, 15 yards. So pretty much Tampa Bay offense got us on that play. Now Leonard Fournette ends up going and scoring a touchdown. Now, on the second drive opens up, Khalil Herbert got a 29-yard run. We're moving. We get momentum. It's only 7-0. So then we're going, building momentum. Cole Kmet drops the ball, hits him dead in his hands in the chest. Now it goes to fourth down. So we stall. We punt the ball. Bears defense does a great job. Good job, defense. Blow up a screen. Roquan showing out. One of the better young middle linebackers in the league. In my opinion, I feel like he still has to do a little bit more. Like you have to help us out. We're obviously missing something. You got to do more. Now, the Bears get 3-and-out. Roquan blows up the screen. We get the ball. Play comes. Fields hikes it. He escapes a sack. Throws it up. Come to find out later, he said something in his press conference so as far as he had 12 men on the field, so he was trying to hurry up and hike it, and then he rolled out. He saw A-Rob open. He threw it. A-Rob slips. It's an interception. So now you start off the game with a fumble, you get it back, a punt, then you get the ball back, and then you throw an interception. So it's not looking good at all for us to this point on our first two possessions. Now, no, like we punted again, then he threw the interception. That's how that happened. Now, defense goes in, and it goes back to the offense is outsmarting the defense. And at this point, what I'm seeing is Danny Trevathan is getting exposed by Tom Brady. Tom Brady throws a little loopy throw right over Danny Trevathan's head for a big yard gain to the tight end. And sure enough, he's picking on him the whole series. He ends up scoring a touchdown on Trevathan to Chris Godwin. And pretty soon after that, you end up starting seeing number 44. And my question is, why isn't he on there? Like, I get it. You have Leonard Fournette, you have Ronald Jones, but you have to play it smart and pick your times when you're going to throw Trevathan in there. It's not our fault he got hurt. It's not our fault that he hasn't been available, that you're just trying to get him in. These games are not, this isn't practice. You do this shit in practice. You don't do that in the game. I think Ogletree has been showing out in practice consistently. So he should deserve the spot to be on the field to play Tom Brady. Either way, he scored a touchdown. So now it's 14-0. 14-0. Getting our ass whooped already. Now, Khalil Herbert, fourth string running back. He ran for 97 yards a week ago in his first start. Here he goes. He's running the ball for 6 yards. Then he runs the ball for a first down. And then our offensive line is struggling. Unfortunately, Sam Mustipher, our center, he's getting exposed by Ndamukong Suh, throwing him in the way. He ends up tripping our running back. And then going back to Pig Simmons, our fourth string right tackle, who comes in the game because of COVID, taking out our third string right before the game starts at 9 a.m. today, we find out he gives up a sack fumble because what is he doing? He's going against Shaq Barrett. Shaq Barrett also wrecked the whole Super Bowl, if you don't remember. So, of course, he's dominating Pig Simmons. Pig Simmons has no chance. And as far as the game's already started, but the game's already over in a way when you're paying attention. Like, you can't keep doing this and giving Tom Brady the ball, a short field, already down 2 touchdowns. So now Tampa gets the ball, running the ball with Ronald Jones. The Bucs offense is they're just getting the better hand of the defense. I don't know if Sean Desai was struggling or Tom Brady's locked in. Again, he took it personal and he's locked in. He's trying to make a point. And ends up throwing a touchdown to Mike Evans. Bears are down now 21-0 in the first quarter. It's already out of hand. And at this point, I'm thinking, all right, there's still a lot of time left. There's still 3 more quarters to go. Got to get something going. So I'm eager to see what the Bears do the next drive. Next drive, Darnell Mooney drops the ball on third down, goes right through his hands. So mind you, it's raining in Tampa, so these guys are struggling to catch the ball, which is no excuse. You're a professional wide receiver in the NFL. A lot of Bears fans, they gas up Darnell Mooney. I like him. I'm not super high on him. I'm not a hater on him. Do I think he's a number one wide receiver? No. I feel like he was just a rookie last year. He has a lot to still prove in the NFL. Am I happy to have him? Of course. He's a 4-3 guy. But again, he drops the ball, stalls the drive. We're already down 21-0. And it's bad. We're on CBS with Al Michaels and Tony Romo. You got Al Michaels calling a blowout city and national television. It's not a good look. And I'm pretty sure the guys on the team, they're not proud about their performance either. They know they could be better. So this is not me shitting on them. This is just me stating the obvious. This is what the fuck I see. This is what I see when I'm watching the game. You guys need to be better than that. What have you guys been doing all week? You guys been practicing. Show out. Show out. You're in Florida. You're going against the defending champs. Make a statement. But it's doing the complete opposite. So Darnell Mooney drops the ball on third down. They punt it. Now Romo's even knows this is looking bad for us. This is not looking good for the Bears. He says it. National television. This is what I'm saying. One thing I hate is when the Bears are on national television and the fucking lay an egg. And then this is what gives the media on the East Coast, like the ESPN First Takes, and this is what gives like fucking Colin Cowherd on the West Coast and all those guys when you say the bullshit that they say about the Bears, it's because of this. You have your opportunity on CBS and then you do shit like this. They're just gonna have their fun with it tomorrow. They're gonna have fun with it on Monday. And this is the things that low key piss me off because we are better than this, we are better than this and we've shown it before. Do we have a rookie quarterback? Yeah, and he's gonna take his lumps and we'll be straight. Let him learn. He will learn. So again, Romo's even saying it's looking bad and shit's looking bad. Getting our ass whooped. Bear D comes and we get a 3-and-out. You get a 3-and-out. You punt the ball. Fields is now on the field. Picks up a first down. Everything's going good. Guess what? Another sack fumble. Guess by who again? The fourth string right tackle, Pig Simmons, again. And it's just, it goes back to what I'm saying. With games like this, and I even said this on episode 7, when you're going against quarterbacks, good teams like the Green Bay Packers, like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, in order to beat these guys and to beat these teams, you have to play a perfect game. You got to not have turnovers. You got to have the ball bounce your ways a couple times. And you got to play damn near a perfect game. So when this shit's happening, like you're getting sack, fumble, interception, punt, it's a recipe for disaster. And again, the game is already getting out of hand. The game's already getting out of hand, and you're not helping yourself. You keep shooting yourself in the foot. I do not blame the play calling. I blame bullshit COVID, and that's not an excuse either. But it fucked us in a way because this guy comes in and we're literally giving up points. We're giving Tom Brady short fields, and it's just not looking good. So then after the sack fumble, Bears defense is doing their thing. They hold him to a field goal attempt, and they missed the field goal. Now, guess what happens? The Bears bench Pig Simmons. Latavius Simmons, get out of here. Go sit down. Go relax. They go get Alex Bars. Alex Bars has been on the roster, I believe, for the last 3 years. I'm kind of confused because I would think in a situation like this where Elijah Wilkinson gets called for COVID at 9 a.m., Alex Bars should have already been the next in line. He's so familiar with the system. So that was a big question mark on my half because I'm a big Juan Castillo fan. I trust him. He's old school in the way he coaches. So I trust his judgment on things like that regarding the offensive line because he's proven in the past many times that he knows what he's doing. But that's the first time since he's been on their coaching staff that I kind of question, like, how would you have Latavius Simmons ahead in the depth chart over Alex Bars? And I would have done that earlier. If not, he would have been starting since Wilkinson went out. Now, Bars comes in, the offense starts to build a rhythm, ironically. Again, as somebody who's familiar in the system, he comes in, holds his own. I'm watching it. Fields has fucking time. Fields has time. He drops back, he has time. Not some free blitzer, free guy who doesn't get touched, so he can at least do something. So we're getting rhythm. Khalil Herbert's running the ball great. He's running the ball great. Khalil Herbert had 18 carries this game for 100 yards exact, which averages out to 5.6 yards a carry. Great fucking job. That's probably like the only highlight in this whole fucking game, to be honest. Apologize, I keep swearing, but this game was a mess early, and me having to record this shit, I want y'all to understand that this shit's unacceptable, man. And by no means am I happy with this performance whatsoever. And we need to do better. But like I said, the only highlight out of this whole thing offensively, Khalil Herbert balling out, number 24, holding it down. He's running the ball hard, getting good runs, and then Nagy calls a timeout. At this point, the Bears are 0-6 on third down. We end up getting a field goal. So we're only down 21-3, right? 21-3 at this point. Now Tampa Bay is driving, and I know Khalil Mack has been on the injury list, so I don't know if he's on the bench because he's hurt. I'm watching it, and again, you go back to last year, Khalil Mack made a statement. I believe he had 2 sacks last year. He was in Brady's shit, letting him know what time it was. Mack's on the bench. I'm seeing Sam Kamara and Travis Gibson. Like, I don't want to see Travis Gibson. And again, Robert Quinn's not playing, unfortunately, again, due to COVID and shit like that. So you got Khalil Mack on the bench. Where's your rush coming from? So he's driving. Bucs get a touchdown. Bears get the ball back. Fields fumbles the snap, stalls the drive. End up getting a turnover on downs. The O-line's not looking good at all. If I had to grade the offensive line, I'll give them probably a D. I'll give them a D as far as protection wise. And the only reason why they're not getting an F is because Khalil Herbert has 100 yards rushing. So I would give him a D. The O-line was not looking good at all. Bucs are driving again, a short field. Bucs go for it. Leonard Fournette trucks Duke Shelley. And the Bears have 0 sacks, At this point in the game, Bears have 0 sacks. Mike Evans scores again. This is all the first half. The Bears coming into this game is leading the NFL, leading the whole entire National Football League in sacks. We have 0 sacks to this point. So not only are we turning the ball over, but we're not doing shit on defense. So it's a recipe for disaster. Mike Evans is balling out against us, and we can't stop nothing. And that's only at the first half, again. And remember, beginning of the game, Matt Nagy trying to fucking doing too much. Guess what happens? We're getting our ass whooped, and guess who gets the ball to start the second half? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So the Buccaneers get the ball. At this point in the game, Tony Romo is saying the Bears are better than how we're looking right now. And this is why I get upset. Because to the naked eye, if you never watch football and you turn this shit on CBS and you go watch Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Chicago Bears, we look like trash. We look like we deserve the top 5 pick in the NFL draft. Like, that's how we look today. But realistically, after the past 3 years, we've made the playoffs twice. And I expect this team to make the playoffs this year. Imagine that. Even getting our asses whipped today. So it is what it is. And like I'm saying, Tony Romo's out here saying, we're not this bad. We're not as bad as it looks. And with that being said, the Bears defense gets a stop. Tampa Bay punts the ball. We're still running the ball great. Again, like I said, he had 100 yards. He was averaging 5.6 yards a carry. At this point, Tampa Bay, their defense, they're run stuffers, so they're good at stopping the run. So this is the first guy this year who's having a good job, and imagine that. The defending champs, top of the league, getting stuff in the run, our 4th-string running back is looking great against them, against the top Bulls defense. With Ndamukong Suh, Vita Vea, fucking Jason Pierre-Paul, I can name all of them. Devin White, all these good players on that defense, and Khalil Herbert, our 4th-string rookie out of Tech, is balling out. So he's getting good runs. And then we have a big play to Mooney, a big run by Herbert off a jet sweep. And then we stall again. Sam Musser gets a holding call. And then what do we follow that up with? Darnell Mooney. He throws the ball to Darnell Mooney. And then this is what I'm saying too. Like, I'm not on the field. I don't know shit. I'm not going to sit here and say, I play professional football. But just watching it, like, I get it. Darnell Mooney is dynamic. I give him that. He's a good player. You also have fucking Allen Robinson on the other side of the field. Allen Robinson's not a bum. Allen Robinson's legit. You got to give that man the ball. You got to give him a chance. So I don't know if he's getting double teamed. I don't know. I just know Fields is targeting Mooney way more. And then Field targets Mooney. Mooney it goes through his hands. It tips through his hands to another interception. Give you a quick rundown of Justin Fields' stats. For the game, he was 22 for 32, 184 yards, 0 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. On top of those 3 interceptions, he ends up with 3 fumbles, and he lost 2. So Justin Fields by himself had 5 turnovers in this game against the defending champions at home. So just to give you an idea of what to expect, but that's not on Justin Fields, this interception. That's on Darnell Mooney. You got to catch the ball. You got to catch the ball. And at this point, Tampa is just playing physical football. They're just running the ball right up the gut. ISO, right up the gut. Leonard Fournette, Ronald Jones, straight physicality. The year last, when we beat the Buccaneers, we got into the center's head. And then, ironically, this year, the center's, chirping with Bilal Nichols. Bilal Nichols ends up punching him in the face. He gets a 15-yard flag, and he gets ejected from the game. So now our guys are mentally checking out. They're fucking losing it. They're not composed at all, and he got ejected. Bilal Nichols, we need you. We already don't got Akeem Hicks. He's out. He's inactive. We need you, Bilal. And he's fucking taken to the bag, taken to the locker room. He's thrown out the game. With that being said, Bilal Nichols getting ejected. Defense makes a stand on the goal line. They could easily give up at this point. So again, the defense is full of studs. This is where most of the money is on the defense. And of course, they're gonna show out. They're gonna not show out because if you didn't show out at all, 38 points, far from showing out. But the defense had to remind you that they're not fucking trash. They made a goal line stand. Good job. Fields follows that up by, guess what? He throws another interception from his end zone. Just throws it up, picked off by the Buccaneers. He underthrows Allen Robinson. So again, you have Tom Brady on a short field. And this whole game, the Bucs have been having a short field. Like I said. Now, this is another thing that was bothering me that I noticed in this game. The Bucs corners are very thin. Their depth is very thin. A lot of their good corners, Richard Sherman, Jamel Dean, all these guys are getting banged up, but they're out the game, right? Last week, the Packers, Zaire Alexander, Kevin King, a lot of the good corners are out the game. Yet we still can't do anything off our passing game. We can't expose their weakness. We can't do nothing to the Buccaneers right now. And they're thin in their depth at corner. Yet we're not taking advantage of it. That's a red flag. And that's something we need to work on as an offense. Man, Nagy, you are an offensive guru. You're brought here to get our offense going. Expose that. That's on you. That's on the offensive staff. That's on Bill Lazor. Y'all got to go after him. But at the same time, with me saying that, when you go after him, you need time in the pocket. And with fucking Pig Simmons, he can't block shit. And this guy's not holding on to the ball. So then you think, like, okay, how can we expose their weak link when our weak link, we can't even have time to throw the ball? So we're fucked either way, which is very upsetting. Fourth quarter comes about you bring in Blaine Gabbert. So Tom Brady's done. Tom Brady's day. Let me read you these stats. This is Tom Brady's day, right? Tom Brady was 20 for 36 for 211 yards with 4 touchdowns. And I'm saying this now. I think he stopped at 4 because he wanted to make up for that meme that went out all last year with him throwing up the 4 fingers because he didn't know what down it was. So I think that's why he left it at 4 touchdowns, because that makes him feel good. Again, he's a competitor. Just like Michael Jordan will find the little things to motivate him. I'm pretty sure Tom Brady's mentality is the same way. So he ended the game with 211 yards and 4 touchdowns. And again, remind you, the whole game he literally had the ball on the other side of the half. So he had great field position every single time. Like, let me read you the drives. Let me show you the drives. Their drives went like this. First drive, touchdown. Second drive, touchdown. Third drive, touchdown. Fourth drive, touchdown. Fifth drive, punt. Sixth drive, missed field goal. Drive after that, touchdown. Drive after that, touchdown. End the half. You want to know what our drives went like before the end of the half? All right. Ours went punt, interception, fumble, punt, fumble, field goal, turnover on downs. You see the difference between touchdown, 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 and punt, fumble, interception. That says everything you need to know about the game. My thoughts, after this game, I would just pretty much burn the tape. Like, it is what it is. It's a game. It counts as one loss. Go back, watch some film, and learn from your mistakes, and forget about this game ever existed. You got more games that you need to worry about, and it is what it is. It is what it is. Khalil Herbert again runs for 100 yards, had 5 receptions for 33 yards. That's probably the only bright part about this whole game. And yeah, that's the Bears Bucs recap. Bears go to 3-4, and the Bucs go to 6-1. Now again, I will Appreciate you guys. Make sure you like and subscribe. Check it out. Leave a comment below. And until next time, you guys have a great one. Thank you for listening. You made it to the end. Thank you. I appreciate it. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I said,